China has invested over $10 billion in mainly 6 Caribbean countries between 2005 and 2022, focused on the tourism, transportation, extractive metals, agriculture, and energy sectors. So in this video, we are going to discuss what does the high China investments in the Caribbean mean. The video is going to be amazing. Make sure to stick till the end. Before starting the video, be sure to smash the like button and subscribe to never miss out on any of our videos. China's influence in the Caribbean. China is a member of both the Inter-American Development Bank, IDB, and the Caribbean Development Bank, CDB, and an observer at the Organization of American States, OAS. Alongside Italy and Germany, China is the third largest shareholder at the CDB with 5.6% of overall shares, exponentially higher than the majority of Caribbean countries. The People's Republic of China's PRC engagement in the Caribbean has largely focused on investments in infrastructure and developing trade relationships. As of 2022, 10 Caribbean countries have signed up to Belt and Road: Cuba, Jamaica, Dominican Republic, Antigua and Barbuda, Dominica, Barbados, Grenada, Trinidad and Tobago, Guyana, and Suriname. The PRC is working towards diminishing the region's ties to Taiwan, as the region contains the largest bulk of Taiwan's diplomatic allies. Today, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, St. Kitts and Nevis, Haiti, and Belize remain the only Caribbean nations that recognize Taiwan. China's trade and economic investment in the Caribbean. While the Caribbean's trade with China has grown at a slower pace than overall trade with the region, it increased from $1 billion in 2002 to $8 billion in 2019, with an estimated $6.1 billion in Chinese exports and $1.9 billion in imports. China is a major trading partner of Cuba's, and Chinese businesses are involved in the Cuba's telecommunications, tourism, mining, and energy sectors. Cuba is highly dependent on China, and ongoing economic challenges resulted in the reconstructing of an estimated $4 billion in debt to China in 2011 and another restructuring in 2015. China's investments in the Caribbean have been increasing in recent years, and this trend has raised questions about what it means for the region and for China's global ambitions. China has invested over $10 billion in mainly 6 Caribbean countries between 2005 and 2022, focused on the tourism, transportation, extractive metals, agriculture, and energy sectors. While the Caribbean's trade with China has grown at a slower pace than overall trade with the region, it increased from $1 billion in 2002 to $8 billion in 2019, with an estimated $6.1 billion in Chinese exports and $1.9 billion in imports. China's engagement in the Caribbean has largely focused on investments in infrastructure and developing trade. China's rising overseas investment can be linked to the rebalancing of the Chinese economy, and the Caribbean stands to benefit from its complementarity vis-a-vis China in sectors where the rising Chinese overseas investment. China's soft power in the Caribbean. In 2016, the Chinese government published a second white paper outlining its policy for the region and states a desire to strengthen cooperation on the basis of equality and mutual benefit in several key areas, including exchanges and dialogues, trade and investment, agriculture, energy, infrastructure, manufacturing, and technological innovation. PRC-backed Confucius Institutes have been established throughout the Caribbean, including Cuba, Jamaica, the Bahamas, Guyana, Trinidad and Tobago, Antigua and Barbuda, Barbados, Grenada, and Suriname. Despite the PRC's abysmal record on press freedoms, in 2018, the China Caribbean Press Center was established as an initiative by the Chinese Foreign Ministry to facilitate month-long travel and exchanges for Caribbean journalists to China. China's investment in Caribbean infrastructure. Projects in Guyana include a $256.6 million contract to the PRC to build a lengthy and strategically important bridge over the Demerara River, hundreds of millions of dollars for road work, including a $200 million highway from Schoonerd to Parika, a $200 million upgrade to the road from Annandale to Mahika, and improvements to road segments in the capital city of Georgetown. Jamaica announced a $384 million loan from the China Import-Export Bank to build a road network on the island to complement a $730 million highways built earlier in 2017 in return for a 5-year concession to the Chinese construction company that included land alongside the highway to be used for development. China's investments in the Caribbean have been expanding beyond infrastructure and trade to include COVID-19 aid and security sector assistance. China's interests in the Caribbean include isolating Taiwan, and China is actively wooing the 4 Caribbean countries that recognize Taipei. Overall, China's investments in the Caribbean suggest that China is seeking to expand its global influence and secure access to resources and markets. The impact of these investments on the Caribbean remains to be seen, but they could potentially bring economic benefits to the region while also raising concerns about debt sustainability and political influence. Let us know your opinion in the comments section below. This was all for today. Hope you liked the video. Subscribe to our channel and stay tuned for more interesting videos. Stay safe, and we will be back soon with another video.